Speaking of people who love you, I always like to ask girls this question because everybody has such an interesting story. What's the strangest or the creepiest fan request you've gotten?
Oh, I can't say that.
Or experience. Oh, so there are some things you can't talk about.
I recently filmed a custom for a very famous comedian, and it was the dirtiest mommy script I've ever seen.
I totally believe it.
Comedians have an obsession.
You know,
with
nothing
porn girls.
messes. Like I'll say anything. Yeah. I have no shame. I was like, ooh, I don't know about that.
Ooh,
did you do it though?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did.
Can you like throw some of those? Can you remember any of those lines? Can you say them?
Well, I know Miss X filmed it, so you'll be able to see it online. I poisoned my son and raped him with tea. My real son, no step bullshit.
Wow. Wait, you raped him with tea?
Yeah, I poisoned him with tea.
Oh, okay.
And then when he got all loopy, I raped him.
Oh, I thought you meant you raped him with tea. I'm
like,
would
sorry.
you stick like tea
bag
up
that
his
would
ass
be really
and,
weird.
Take a kettle pot and you're like...
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so there was no step facade. There was like everything you're not allowed to do. Mother, son, making someone loopy so that you can have sex with them.
Yeah. Can't be under the influence.
And it was very, oh gosh, what's that movie that's so inappropriate with the mom and the son? It's like from that old horror movie.
The Graduate?
No.
Oh, the Bates Motel?
Bates Motel.
What is
Her
that?
character was
Psycho.
very...
Psycho.
It was very Bates Motel vibe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What about you?
I'm glad you asked her first, so I had time because
to think of another one that you can tell us.
Well, I thought of the first and the second, and I can't tell you those.
Okay.
You can. I just told you about terrible incest rape porn.
I'll tell you in the car later, girl. And I could already see the face you're going to make at me, too. I'm sorry, guys. Trust me, you don't want to hear about it. But webcamming, it's interesting. So I get asked to do all sorts of things, but the most interesting things are a lot of people just want to be watched. And a lot of people just want me to watch them do things. And I never knew if it was just because they never had anyone see them before or if they got off on my reaction or what. So
Or the attention of a beautiful woman finding whatever they think crazy as hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you pretend like you think it's hot or do you like actually...
Probably depends what they want.
What you actually think.
Well, webcamming is all about figuring out what that person wants to hear and see and giving it to them. So, a guy used to do a certain thing, and I knew he would just want me to be grossed out. So I'd be like, that's it. But my favorite story, and he loves it when I tell this story, but I used to have a boy named Boot Boy. And long story short, he requested me to meet him on webcam at 8 a.m. And I'm not a morning person, so I was already pissed. And he said he had a special surprise for me. And he had watermelon because he knows I love fruit. And I'm like, what is this? He drilled a hole in it, and he fucked the watermelon, which I thought was great. And then he thought he was done. And I said, no, we're not done. You're going to tip me $100 for having to watch that at 8 a.m., go get a knife. And he said, no, mistress, no. And I said, well, I'll never talk to you again. It's up to you. And long story short, I made him slice it into slices and eat those slices.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's a fun story.
My brain totally went like to you made cut his dick off. And like, I don't know why. I was just like, when you said go grab a knife and, there's a penis involved, that's just automatically what I think. Have you done any, you guys have never done like financial domination, have you?
Of course.
Okay, so can you explain for our listeners what financial domination is? Because a lot of people have never heard of it.
You probably have more variety than me, but for the guys that I have, I'd say things like you are pathetic. You're never going to be able to actually make me happy. You're never going to be able to sexually satisfy me. If you want me to be happy and if you want to be the one to make me happy, your money will do it.
Yeah.
It might hurt you a little bit, but it's making me happy. So just try and sexualize that pain for me, and then I'll make them give me certain amounts of money and Yeah, stuff like that.
Their fetish is knowing their only worth to you is their money. And they like hearing that, but the problem is most people with this fetish don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah. I'm a pay pig. Okay, Peggy, send me $10. Well, I get paid next week. So you
It's
want to
like-
talk about giving me money?
Yeah.
No.
It's like doing a small penis humiliation video with a guy with a big dick.
I've done that.
I've done that too.
I've done
Really?
that. Like gotten down in the dick too, and it's big, and you're going, it's small and pathetic.
God, that's going to give some guy some complex who actually
Right.
has like a normal sized penis. He's going to see that video and be like, oh my God, I have
Sometimes
a
you got to work
micro
with the
penis.
dick you got.
I had to do a VR thing. It was a femdom VR for kink VR, and they gave me a male performer with a huge dick, and I had to do a small penis humiliation. So, and like, even he's like, you can't see his face because it's in VR. He's laughing
Because he's like, bitch, my dick's big. We know that.
There's no, like, it's not even in between. There was no, like, it was, his dick was huge. It was the stupidest. I'm like, you really, okay, I'll do it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like it's I mean VR, so you're close, so you kind of have that wide angle distortion, so it probably even looks bigger than
Yeah.
that is. Did they like book somebody else first and they canceled?
I don't know, but it was the
Or did
stupidest.
they maybe feel bad about booking someone? Because the worst thing would be is to book a male talent who's maybe like average size, and they show up to set, they don't even know. They're like, oh yeah, so you're doing a small penis humiliation video.
love that.
It's like you can't make fun of
That's
somebody about
heartbreaking.
something if
If
it's
it's
true,
true.
but if it's not true, you can.
Exactly. That would be, maybe that's why they did it. They just couldn't.
But then it's totally unrealistic, and so isn't the viewer gonna? And there are, I mean, I thought that a lot of the guys that did the small penis humiliation videos are actually guys who are into that, because there are obviously, I mean, there are some like fringe performers, like that one guy who likes to get kicked in the balls all the time.
Marcelo.
Oh, does he like that? He's a
He
good
likes
cuck.
everything.
I don't know.
He can
forget.
take a lot in his ass. Like a lot.
Like how much?
Like double, like clapping like a dolphin in the air with.
Oh my God. I am learning so much about you today.
You clapped your hands inside his ass?
Do you make that sound when you do it too?
No, but I want to.
I thought I was being mean to him when I told him nobody will ever love you and I slapped him in the face, but now you're doing dolphin shit in his ass. Damn. I need a second try with this slave boy.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. And go check out all the other videos. I film every single one of my podcasts. And if you want to listen to the audio version, I'm on iTunes and all the other podcast platforms. Visit hollyrandallandfiltered.com to find out more.